As fireworks burst in the sky and I'm forced to stay out past my bedtime, those around me are making New Year's resolutions and talking about the months past. But my thoughts turn to my Steam wishlist and the games that I have on it. And long-last titles marked for release in 2022 have no December to hide behind, and with that in mind, let's jump straight into 5 city-building games that are set to hit our desktops this year. First on our list is Sapiens, being developed by MAJIC Jungle. From a solo dev in New Zealand, this ambitious project brings to mind the setting of Dawn of Man at first glance. In Sapiens, you're able to manage your primitive hunter-gatherers and grow your settlement through hunting missions, resource collection, and crafting. There are 2 things about Sapien that caught my eye. One, you play in first person, which brings a unique perspective to the city building genre. Sure, in other games such as Banished and Settlement Survival, we've been able to follow settlers in the past, but we've never been able to build our colony from the ground up. Second, this game is co-op competitive. You can choose to play with your friends or against them, and I can count how many co-op city builders I've played in my lifetime because it's 0. I've played 0 co-op city builders. This game has a really in-depth dev blog that I've linked to in the description below if you'd like to go further into the research and development of Sapiens, and you all know I'm a sucker for solo devs. Sapiens releases in early access soon at the time of writing, and as this setting is also a favourite of mine, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this game. Next on our list is Farthest Frontier from the developers of Grim Dawn, Crate Entertainment. Honestly, this to me screams updated Banished with combat. As conflict is one of the most wished for elements in these city building games, I have really high hopes for Farthest Frontier. In Farthest Frontier, you build a town in the depths of the wilderness, relying on your villagers to harvest food, gather resources, and craft more advanced materials to keep themselves fed, clothed, and defended. Upgrade your buildings, fend off bears and raiders, while also keeping an eye on the overall health of your community. Frontier boasts over a dozen exciting ailments and diseases for your citizens to contract. From what I've been able to find on this game so far, it seems very nuanced and balanced in terms of management requirements to run a healthy town, which is something honestly lacking in city builders to date. I'm looking forward to getting into a more in-depth and complicated city builder, especially with this chosen art style. There's a reason this one is on the thumbnail. I'm a massive fan of photoreal game styles, especially when it comes to city builders, and from looking at these screenshots, I think we're going to see some really beautiful towns and cities from the community. Fingers crossed we get some more info soon. Farthest Frontier launches in 2022 and I'll be there waiting when it does. I had a ton of fun researching these games, and if you think I missed a big release, feel free to comment it down below to see it in a future video. And now for something completely different. Diplomacy is not an option from Door 407. This tower defense simulator throws you into the life of a feudal lord in the midst of a midlife crisis. Bored at court, you are delighted to hear of hordes of enemies marching towards the walls. This title was actually sent to me a couple of months ago by the studio, but this is the first opportunity I've had to look into it. In complete honesty, I did mistake this for a mobile game. In my defense, this was around the time Raid Shadow Legends also got in touch, but I can definitely confirm this is coming to your PC. With its colourful art style and tongue-in-cheek description on Steam, Diplomacy looks weirdly addictive, not to mention a unique blend of game genres. Having played through the demo, currently available for free on Steam, all hail the return of demos by the way, I've gotten a good look at the proposed gameplay style of this game. It's oddly charming and peppered with spicy little snippets of voice acting, which is surprisingly good until they repeat the same phrases over and over again. The city builder management is definitely there in terms of making sure you have enough food, citizens, wood and stone to continue building defences and production structures. You must also manage your citizens' health and ensure they have enough houses in place to attract more people to your town, while keeping an eye on the random rebel hordes scouring the landscape for any sign of your reign. 2 things about this game caught me off guard. 1, there is magic, and a magic system. Soul crystals are dropped when an enemy's structure is destroyed, and these can be used to summon dark knights to assist you in battle. The demo hints at further implementation of this magic system, and I think this could be a seriously cool feature to add. The second was the research tree. I mean, get a look at this thing! Not only is it sprawling and comprehensive, it is also stunning. This art style carries so nicely throughout the game in terms of UI and promotional materials, and to see it used in the research tree this way did make me pause for a second just to appreciate the design of this upcoming title. As I mentioned for Frontier, combat is often requested for city builders, and I think gamers are definitely going to receive more than their fair share, and Diplomacy is not an option, releasing January 26, 2022. Our next game to look at is Prehistoric Kingdom from Blue Meridian and CRYTIVO. More of a management sim than a city builder, I included this one because just looking at the animal designs and the branding of this game got me super excited and I wanted to share it with you all. So, in my research for this game, I came across the game trailer and before watching, I did not know that Nigel Marven was involved in this project. To give you some context of why that matters to me, I just need to really quickly deviate into the life of 15-year-old Ren. In 2007, my family had just finished a round Australia trip in a converted 40-foot coach and had settled back into my hometown. My little brothers and I were desperate to go and see Walking with Dinosaurs, but the finances didn't quite cut it after 3 years of travel. Instead, Mum bought us a DVD of Prehistoric Park, and I know some people are familiar with Prehistoric Park, having spoken about it on stream before, but if you're not, Nigel Marven goes back in time to rescue extinct species. It took me and my brothers a little longer than I'm proud of to work out that it was fiction. However, that didn't diminish our love for the series, and watching it with my bros is one of my treasured childhood memories. So when I clicked on this game trailer, I had no idea that Marven was involved. You can see what happened for yourself.
What if time could be rewritten? What if we could bring back the wondrous creatures extinction left behind? What if you could run your own prehistoric kingdom? Through the power of genetic technology, biological marvels from a bygone era roam the Earth once more, providing an opportunity to protect, preserve, and nurture the ancient past. Or else we might be the ones facing extinction.
As you can tell, I'm pretty excited for this one to drop. The site for the game is incredibly comprehensive and marks the first time I've seen a Trello board used to keep the public up to date with development. I've linked both in the description below for you to go and check out yourself, and don't forget to wishlist this one coming to early access in April 2022. If you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. I've got some really cool stuff planned for the new year and I'd love to share it with you if you're interested. Our final game for the video is Country of Cities by Reset Set. Manage cities, regions, well, manage an entire country. This game looks like SimCity and Cities Skyline had a baby and told it to make its own college fund. From the screenshots and short video, Country of Cities seems to capture that early 2000s vibe of classic city building, the namesake of this genre. Build cities, organize whole regions, zone industry, prep for traffic congestion between cities, and be ready for anything that may befall your citizens. If you've been looking for the ultimate economy management sim, Country of Cities could be what you're looking for. You can micromanage everything down to the free market, which hopefully gives you full control of how well your city does. Unless it doesn't. I added this one to the list because the idea of controlling multiple cities at a micro level is not something I've run across in the past. I was a huge fan of SimCity 2000 on my Game Boy Advance SP, and that love of management sims has, obviously, carried forth into my adult life. The art style in particular seems very similar to my beloved city sims of the past, and I'm more than a little keen to get a closer look at this title when it releases in the new year. Don't forget to wishlist these games on Steam, and tell me in the comments which game you're most looking forward to in 2022.